Krishna Mataji. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Jaya
Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Sri Chaitanya
Vrinda.
Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad I'm sorry, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. So we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 5. We started a new chapter, and the title of this chapter is The Activities of Sakshi Gopal. So, in the previous chapter, which was the devotional service of Sri Madhavendra Puri, we saw Mahaprabhu's travel from uh, Shantipur to Jagannath Puri, and on the way he came to the temple of Sakshi Gopal, spent the night there, glorifying Madhavendra Puri, and then uh, all night he was talking about Madhavendra Puri, and the next day morning they attended Mangalarti, and then they continued, started walking, continued their journey. Mahaprabhu with his associates, very few associates like Nityananda Prabhu and others. Then they went to Katak from there, and then they came upon the temple of Sakshi Gopal. So we read so far that actually even before that, first they arrived at Yajpur, and there on the river of Vaitarini they went to the temple of Lord Varahadev, and Mahaprabhu performed Sankirtan there, chanting, dancing, offering prayers to the deity of Lord Varahadev. Then from there they went to Katak, And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explained to us that earlier the deity was actually in Cuttack. So, the Sakshi Gopal deity. So, first the deity was actually, well, that's what we're going to read now in Vidyanagar. So, in Vidyanagar. Then the king of Orissa, Purushottam Dev, he was insulted by the king of Vidyanagar. And in what way? The king of Vidyanagar had a beautiful daughter, and Purushottam, of course, all this is in the purport. This is not the main flow of the text that we read, but I'm just telling you what we read in the last class or last couple of classes. So, Purushottam Dev wanted to marry the daughter of the king of Vidyanagar, South Indian king. And actually, the girl also liked Purushottam Dev. But the father, the king of Vidyanagar, saw King Purushottam Dev sweeping the streets in front of Jagannath. And then he felt that what is this? My daughter is going to marry a street sweeper. Huh? So he said no. He refused. He said, I will not allow this marriage like that. So Purushottam Dev, he actually, with the help of Jagannath and Baladev, he actually fought with the king of Vidyanagar. He defeated him, and he brought the deity of Sakshi Gopal, who was being worshipped there in Vidyanagar, and he brought that deity to Katak at first. Then, after some time later on, from Katak, the deity Sakshi Gopal was brought to the temple of Jagannath in Jagannath Puri. They were there together. But then there was some prema kalaha between Lord Jagannath and Sakshi Gopal. So they had some disagreements, both the deities, they couldn't stay together. So then the king had to arrange for another temple for Sakshi Gopal. So at a distance 11 miles away from Jagannath temple, uh, a village was erected for Sakshi Gopal to be worshipped. And the name of that village is Satya, I'll check. Satya something, I will check.
Satyavadi. Satyavadi.
Satyavadi, yes, Satyavadi. Satyavadi. That is the like you have Vada, right? Vijayawada, or we have Vada
In
where we have.
Bengali, we say Satyavadi means who tells the truth.
But it's a village, no?
Yeah, no, I'm saying the meaning. In
Yeah,
Bengali, the meaning is Satyavadi means who tells the truth.
Satyavadi, yes. And even in Sanskrit,
Okay.
Satyavadi means one who tells the truth, yes. But okay, maybe it is Satyavadi then. One who tells the truth is the name of the village, maybe.
Because it is Sakshi Gopal, no? Because he's giving.
Ah,
That's why I'm thinking.
but that didn't happen, no? That happened, yeah, that happened already in Vijayanagar. Correct, correct. Yes, Mataji, you may very well be correct. Satyavadi is one who tells the truth, and Sakshi Gopal gave a witness. That's why because he started the village for Sakshi Gopal, so it's quite, possible that the village was named Satyavadi for Sakshi Gopal. Thank you for that input. So Satyavadi, okay. So that village was erected, and then Sakshi Gopal was moved there, and he's being worshipped. And later on, so now currently there's a nice temple built there uh, for Sakshi Gopal. So now the question is, even before coming to Vijayanagar, Sakshi Gopal was actually in Vraja. He was in Vrindavan. How did he even come to Vijayanagar? Or not Vijayanagar, Vidyanagar. How did he even come there? So that is the story we were reading. That once upon a time in Vidyanagar there were two Brahmanas, and they went on a pilgrimage. So they visited various places. They went to Gaya, they went to Prayag, They went to Banaras, and then finally they arrived in Mathura. And in Mathura, also they went to various temples and they came to Sakshi Gopal's temple. They were completely enchanted by the beauty, by the charm of Sakshi Gopal. They were so enchanted, they just spent the afternoon there and they spent 4 days in that temple. They didn't go anywhere else. And this throughout this travel, this younger Brahmana was very, very helpful, assisting the older Brahmana. So the older Brahmana was very pleased with the service of the younger Brahmana. Let's see. Who's telling all this, by the way? Mahaprabhu. So I was telling you, Mahaprabhu came to Sakshi Gopal temple, right? So they went to Yajpur, Varahadev temple, and from there they came to Katak and they came to Sakshi Gopal's temple in Satyavad. Or maybe at the time of Mahaprabhu, the deity was still in Katak only. Yes, this happened later. That the deity was moved to Jagannath temple, and from Jagannath temple to Satyavad.
It used to be actually Katakam.
Yeah,
it's
Kataka
not
it is said.
Katak. It is not Katakam
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it says Kataka here. Yes, Mataji. So Mahaprabhu, so the deity at that time was in Kataka, and while they were there, Nityananda Prabhu also earlier when he went on pilgrimage, he had come to Kataka, and there he heard this pastime of Sakshi Gopal. Now, when Mahaprabhu is here, Nityananda Prabhu is narrating the story of Sakshi Gopal. So, like this. What is the story of Sakshi Gopal? Mahaprabhu is hearing with great pleasure that one formerly in olden days in Vidyanagar, there were South India, there were two Brahmanas, and then they visited Gaya, Kashi, Prayag, and finally they came to Mathura and they visited various places. Especially in Mathura, what did they visit? They went to the 12 forests and finally they came to Vrindavan. And remember, we also memorized the names of the 12 forests. Anyone remembers? What are the names of the 12 forests? Yes, Aditi.
I remember Mahavan, Palavan, Talavan, Balavan.
Wait. First, there are 5 on the eastern side, 7 on the western side. So start with 5 on the eastern side.
Mahavan, huh?
I think it started with bees.
Bees,
yes, bees. So you have Bilvavan, then Bahulavan, and Bhadravan, right? And then 2 more, Lohavan and Mahavan. Very good, Arunita. So on the eastern side, 5, 3 Bs and Mahavan and Lohavan. Okay. Now the western side, 7. They have 3 Ks.
I know Vrindavan.
Yeah, Vrindavan. Okay. Then Ks are Kamyavan, Kadiravan, and Kumudvan. And then whatever else is left. Vrindavan, you said already. So we need 3 more. Pandirvan is there? Let me see.
Talvan? Did we say Talavan?
Talavan, yes. 5 and 2 more.
Madhuvan.
Madhuvan, correct. And 1 more. Okay.
Nidhivan.
Not Nidhivan. Madhuvan, Talavan, Kumudan, Bahulavan. So the earlier one I said Bhadra, Bilvan, Bhandirvan. So not Bahulavan is not there. So 3 Bs you have Bhandirvan. Okay. Bhandirvan, Bhadravan, Bilvavan, then Lohavan and Mahavan. And here you have Madhuvan, Talavan, 3 Ks, Kumudvan, Kamevan, Khadirvan. There's 1 more B here, Bahulavan and Vrindavan. So they visited these 12 forests. Oops. They visited these 12 forests and finally they came to Sakshi Gopal's temple. And in Sakshi Gopal's temple, they were so enchanted that they just stayed there for a few days. And then we saw how the younger Brahmana is nicely serving the older Brahmana, and he was very pleased. And let me see where we stopped yesterday. So we have to start. So one day, this older Brahmana, being very pleased with the younger one, is saying, Vipra bole tumi mora bahu seva koila, sahaya hoya more tirtha koraila. Vipra bole tumi mora bahu seva koila. You did a lot of service, huh? To me. Sahaya hoya more tirtha koraila. By helping me, by assisting me, you made me complete this travel, pilgrimage. With your help, I was able to complete this pilgrimage. The older Brahmana told the younger, you have rendered various types of service to me. You have assisted me in traveling to all these places of pilgrimage. Putre o pitara aiche na kore sevana tomara prasade ami na pailam shrama. Even if even one's own son would not serve his father the way you have served me, the older Brahmana saying. He was so pleased. He said, even one's own son, you cannot expect this type of service even from one's own son. You have served me so nicely. By your mercy, I have been able to complete this pilgrimage without any difficulty, without any labor. Even my own son does not render such service. By your mercy, I did not become fatigued while on this tour. So specifically about his son, he's saying, my son does not do this much seva that you are doing. And I was able to complete such a long journey. And they were walking without any fatigue. I didn't feel any exhaustion, any tiredness. Time just passed so nicely. कृतघ्नता होया तोमाय ना कोइले सम्मान अतएव तोमाय आमी दिबो कन्यादान. Kritagnata means being ungrateful. One word is kritagya, means being grateful. Kritagna means being ungrateful. So you have done me so much service as if I were your own father. In fact, you serve me more than my son would serve me. Now, if I don't reciprocate accordingly with you, then all the service that I took from you, I would only be an ungrateful person if I just walked away without reciprocating with your love, right? So kritagnata hoya tomaya na koile samman. Samman, I must also honor you. The way you honored me as an elder person and you served me, I should also honor you in return. If I don't, I will become an ungrateful person. Therefore, tomaya ami diva kanyadan. I will offer my daughter to you. I will give my daughter in charity to you. So that means I will marry my daughter to you. And actually, Kanyadan is a great for the father also. Of course, here he's doing it just out of gratitude for this Brahmana, but also it's the father's responsibility to find a qualified husband for the daughter and then to give that. And when he does that Kanyadan, he accumulates great pious merits. Giving a daughter in marriage it's a great dan, it's a great charity, and the father and mother they accumulate great piety.
There should be another thing also. When somebody does kanyadan, that kanya should be virgin.
Of course. Yes.
Nowadays you can find. But that is the main kanyadan, and like out of dan, kanyadan, godan, bhudan, and then two more are there. Five dana. These are very, very important ones. When you donate the bhudan also, when that land is not worth at all for putting any paddy or anything, then there's no point in charity, that thing. And when you're giving a godan, always godan with the baby, a calf goes with the go. That is very important. So the same way, a girl kanyadan also, she should be virgin.
Yes. Very
There's a
important
lot of things are there. Just for the charity, just like that we're giving. No, not that thing.
Yeah. Yes,
So
Mataji.
that's what
That's why the Vedic culture is important, and the more we are moving away from the Vedic culture, it's
yeah.
getting perverted, right?
Perverted.
So marriage ceremonies, so-called marriage ceremonies
Oh
happening, but
God, what the other
principles
day I saw
behind
a
are not.
marriage. They were kissing. They were not at marriage. Just like that, they gave mehendi party. In that itself, they were so we cannot see them like that. They're behaving. So then, what is the point? Yeah. When you do the kanyadan later on, that is those are a lot of things are there.
Yes, Mataji.
So as you said, the other purpose we are losing. Just like that, doing purpose we are doing. That's it nowadays. Actual purpose, we're not. Nobody is telling. Nobody is thinking. Nobody is doing like that. It's very, very important. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's fine. It was an important point. So the father said, I want to give my daughter to you. I want to do Kanyadan because if I don't reciprocate with your service, then I will become Kritagna. If I did not show you any respect, I would be ungrateful. Therefore, I promise to give you my daughter in charity. So then छोटा विप्र कोहे सुनो विप्र महाशय असंभव कोहे केने जे नाही होय. The younger Vipra, younger Brahmana said, listen, Vipra Mahashay, oh respected Brahmana, senior Brahmana, why you're saying that which is impossible, right? Why you're making a promise which cannot be kept? I mean, not promise, but why you're making a statement? Why you're saying? Because see, if something which cannot happen, if you say it, that means you're telling a lie, isn't it? For example, you have no capacity, you don't have any money to give, but you go and you tell, I'm going to give you, $1,000. That means what? That means you're lying. You don't have the capacity and you're telling, I'm going to give. That means you're lying. So the younger Brahmana is saying, oh, respected senior Brahmana, why you're making a statement which cannot be fulfilled, right? Why you're making such a statement? Asambhava koho kene. Jai nahi hoy. The younger Brahman replied, my dear sir, please hear me. You are saying something very unusual. Such a thing never happens. Mahakulina tumi vidya dhanadi pravina ami akulina ara dhana vidya hina. Now, marriage will take place amongst equals, right? Even friendship also should be between equals. Then such a relationship will be stable, it will last long. From all angles, equals means from caste perspective and from educational qualification perspective, wealth perspective. So there should be equals. Then such a marriage will last long. But if there is a difference, then it won't be a smooth relationship. There will be differences. That's not advised. So this younger Brahmana is saying, what is your position? Why I'm saying this is not possible? Mahakulina, you're from a great, aristocratic family. Mahakulina tumi. Vidya, Dhana, Adi, Pravina. You're very expert in Vidya. You're very learned and you're very wealthy, right? Prosperous. And you're from a great aristocratic family. Ami Akulina. I'm not from an aristocratic family. I'm just a simple, ordinary Brahmana. I don't have any wealth, nor am I very highly educated like you. I'm just a simple person. Mahakulina tumi vidya dhanadi pravina, ami akulina ara dhana vidya hina. I don't have dhana and vidya. You are a most aristocratic family man, well educated and very rich. I am not at all aristocratic and I am without a decent education and have no wealth, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Due to pious activities, One can be enriched by 4 opulences. One may obtain birth in an aristocratic family, become highly educated. One thing that's not mentioned by this Brahmana is beauty. Become very beautiful or get a sufficient quantity of riches. Right. So Kunti Maharani says, I don't want these 4 because they are obstacles in bhakti. The thing is, when you get these, you'll become proud of your high birth,
That's true.
beauty, wealth, and education. Then, when you have pride like that, that I have so many pious credits, therefore I'm learned and I'm, wealthy, or I'm beautiful, or I'm educated, I'm from such a nice family. Certainly, it is. You have it because you have had pious credits. But if you have that pride, then how will you humble yourself in front of
That's
Krishna?
true.
Whereas someone who has nothing, he will just go, I have nothing. Well, he'll become very, very meek and humble in front of Krishna. And that is a very good qualification to progress in bhakti. So Kunti Maharani says, I don't want these 4. They're
That's
obstacles.
another thing, Mata. I'm sorry to say.
No problem.
That's another thing. They usually used to say, I don't know, my father-in-law used to say that if you get a girl from somewhere for marriage, girl should be normal family, not very rich, not very beautiful like that. And then boy might he can be, but it's not important. The important is the girl has wealthy hair, and then she has, she can just love people like that. Those are the things very important. And beauty is also another thing is, if a girl is beauty, all these things if she has, she will have ego. And then that beauty, if it is only for husband or everybody, size.
Ah.
So my father-in-law used to say all the time to me,
Yes,
I don't
Mataji.
know.
Nice. There's 2 points there
The
about,
beauty is not for the husband. Means for husband.
yeah.
But for everybody else, oh God, that girl looks so beautiful. The girl, I love her, her beauty. So everybody is appreciating her.
Right. So you're saying it's a disqualification, being beautiful?
Not disqualification. Actually, it's for everybody means what? See, if a girl marries, it's only for husband. Is that right?
Yes. Yes. That's why she has to dress in a modest way, not in a revealing way to attract everyone's attention. See, this is a science.
That is the
Vedic
thing.
way, it's very scientific. When you see a married lady, immediately other men and should get the feeling of a mother. They should feel
Yes,
that
that is
respect.
the Veda says.
Yeah.
A lady is like any other married lady, like mother.
Yeah,
Is that
so
right?
it goes both ways. So the girl also has to appear like that, you know. There are certain things that she should have. She has a bindi and sindoor and Mangal Sutra or toe
Yeah,
rings, all these. So when a man sees this, immediately he understands. Oh, she is another man's wife, and he
that
will get
is.
that respect. She is a mother, right?
Where is the Mangal Sutra nowadays? Where is the Bindi nowadays? So
Yeah.
that's not there. So slowly culture is going down. That's what
Yes.
I feel bad.
Slowly, very quickly, it's going down.
Very quickly.
But yeah, the other point that you said about the wife being from a poor family, this is actually Vedic
Yeah,
statement given in Bhagavatam also, that marriage should be done either with equal same caste
yeah,
or
yeah.
lesser. Wife
That's
should be less than the husband. That's good,
lesser.
or equal, but not higher than the husband.
Not right.
She should not come from a more wealthy family or from a higher caste, right?
Yeah,
Because the wife's position is she's a maid servant, right?
yeah.
The boy tells his mother, Mother,
Mhm.
I'm going to get you a maid servant who will help you in the housework and in cooking and everything. Because now the mother is getting old. Boy is grown up means mother is getting old. So I will get you a maid servant who can help you in household work. And he'll go and he'll find. That's the system.
That's
So,
why. That's why. In for a wife, they say, "Karyeshu mantri, karneshu dasi, bhojeshu mata, seneshu ramba." See, all these qualities a girl should have.
And then the
If she,
girl has to be trained like this. We
from
cannot just
childhood they trained like that.
yeah. So the system should be brought into place again. Now, without training, how a girl will know all these things?
That's true. That's
You
true.
have you have clay in your hand. You can mold it nicely when it
You can
is
mold it nicely.
mold it nicely and then it is formed. But if you just leave it like that without forming it, it will get hardened without any shape. So as children, they can be trained, they can be molded properly, but we just leave them to the slaughterhouses, then they are exposed to the no culture and they just grow up like that. So we cannot really blame them also. It's the
Yeah,
problem of the system, of the family, of the parents, how they raise the kids. So much is there. The
that's
responsibility is
why
on.
if the kid is well behaved and like nicely dressed, you say, "Oh God, which parents brought her nicely?" Now, some parents are bringing her nicely. So that thing it goes to parents on
Parents and then also society also.
society. Nowadays, society making more. That's why. Anyway, those are the things. Mataji. I don't know, for some reason, suddenly I thought my father-in-law used to talk to me like that. And at that age, I never thought. I got married at 19. Age of 19, I don't know why he was saying. But after later on, I felt like that. When I had a girl and I had to bring up her, whatever way that culture says. So those are the things, I always feel.
Let's finish this report and we will end. Due to pious activities, one can be enriched by four principles. One may obtain birth in an aristocratic family, become highly educated, become very beautiful, or get a sufficient quantity of riches. These are symptoms of pious activities performed in one's past life. In India, it is still current for an aristocratic family never to consider a marriage with a common family. Yeah,
Hmm.
so they look for equals.
Equal.
So, yeah, aristocratic family will never agree to marry the spouse, from a common family. Two aristocratic families, right? They will come together through marriage. Though the caste may be the same, to maintain the aristocracy, such marriages are rejected. So, so you can have the same caste, still you may one may be aristocratic and one may not be aristocratic. So even though the caste is the same, if there is no aristocracy, then they reject such marriages. No poor man will dare marry the daughter of a rich man. Because of this, when the elderly Brahmana offered the young Brahmana his daughter, now this elderly Brahmana is an aristocratic Brahmana, wealthy Brahmana, highly educated, and he is offering his daughter to this poor, not so well educated, not and also not an aristocratic family, to that Brahmana. The young Brahmana did not believe that it would be possible to marry her. Right? The father, in his great, you know, emotion, he's saying, I will give you my daughter, but this is not practical. Therefore, he asked the elderly Brahmana why he was proposing something unprecedented, asambhava, that which is not possible. Why you are saying it? It was unheard of for an aristocratic person to offer his daughter to a person who was both uneducated and poor. Right. So he's saying that's the reason why he said, you know, why I'm saying this, because it's unheard of. It never happens. And it's almost like, are you making fun of my poverty or something by saying that you wanted?
That's all.
But in
So
Sukanya's, in scripture, in Sukanya's case, we see that she was married to Yogi.
you remember the circumstances under which she was married. It's
Oh.
not that the king wanted to marry her to this old Chavanamuni. She, they were in great trouble. When they went to this Chavanamuni's ashram, and she was a little girl actually, and little girl means, yeah, like still not a very grown up mature kind of person. So she went, she saw two glowing things in the ground, and she became curious. She was with her friends, she took two sticks and she pierced, and that happened to be Chavan Muni underground meditating. Those were his eyes. So immediately
Oh,
coming from them. And then she got scared. She just dropped that and she went. And meanwhile, because Chavan Muni was, hurt like that, he became blind now. And as a consequence to that, the Raja, the father of Sukanya, all his ministers, everyone, all of a sudden, they had constipation. They couldn't pass urine, they couldn't pass stool, and they were all on the verge of death practically. Everyone. And they were wondering what happened. Certainly, some mistake has happened, some offense has happened. So he started inquiring, and then he found out that his daughter, she pierced through these two glowing things, and blood started coming. They went and they found out it was Chavan Muni, and he was begging forgiveness. And how can we come out of this situation? They were so then Chavan Muni said, you know, he kind of indicated, he said, who is this young girl? Is she married? So the king understood, oh, okay, Chavan Muni wants. So he said, no, she's not married. You can take her. And he gave her to him and left from that place. Before, he utters a curse or something, he just left with all his ministers. That's how Sukanya was married to Chavan Muni.
Yes. I just remembered. It's a different.
very good.
And
That's it.
Anu Loma Viva, that king and oh no, yeah,
Mataji, I leave.
Raja Raj, the fighting who was fighting that girl. See, it's becoming blank in my head. The girl who was fighting Devyani.
Yes, Devyani married King Yayati.
Yeah,
Acha, before that,
yeah,
yeah, King Yayati only, because Devyani is a Brahmana's daughter, Shukracharya's daughter, and King Yayati was a Kshatriya. So for a Kshatriya to marry a Brahmana wife is Pratiloma.
yeah,
Wife should always be equal or less, but
yeah.
yeah, Pratiloma.
So that one
Yes,
also is there, but for a different reason. Okay, Mataji.
yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.